Yeah, I always start with like a torso, and the only thing I knew is I knew that this would be a girl. I said I wanted this to be a woman, female form. So I went to artstation.com. There's a dude, Chamberlain, and really creative stuff. It looks like he's doing a trailer for something, or he created this whole world with these different characters. And I thought that this female form here was really interesting. I said, let me see if I can redo this in 3D. Setting the feet up and the legs. And thinking about how I can do this jacket, I figured I'd start with a big block and just kind of cut and mold it and smooth it out into a jacket. And then eventually that's what we got there. What's cool is I have a mirror thing on. So when I pull one thing on one end of it, it duplicates it on the other end. So I get to have symmetry, perfect symmetry. So there's all these weird little functions you can add on to what you're doing to make your job easier. This is a big old jacket, man, and I loved it too. It reminded me of Brooklyn, man. It reminded me of growing up. The pants were crazy big. Let me see if I can find some pictures and put these up from like high school. Crazy, man. We stayed warm that way. Had to be, I think. I don't know. It reminds me of the bodegas, yo, with the Spanish dude at the bodega. You good, Papa? My friend? Come in. You trying to get an oatmeal cream pie, a beef patty with cocoa bread, beef patty and cheese with some cocoa bread, and you come in, and my man goes, my friend, what's going on, my friend? What you need? They always had a real, like an extra raspy voice. Everybody used to call you my friend. That was nice, yo. It felt good. And I'd be like, let me get a beef patty with cocoa bread, yo. Okay, I got you, my friend, no problem. 10 minutes. And then you just wait 10 minutes, you get your beef patty cocoa bread. It was fantastic. It was a simpler time. It was a big old bear jackets, triple goose fat. I think the workflow, the way I'm going to, it's all in an effort to keep myself into it, to keep me into it. Because there's times where I go, oh, what is this? And then I go, okay, put the light in, you know, and it gets you excited to keep going. I think that's really important. Any long-term anything has to work in, has to bake in a theory on how to stay excited about it, rest, and like how to acknowledge growth and how to rethink it. Anyway, hands, yo. From the last one I was telling you how I felt about hands. I actually feel a lot better, yo. I've just been getting into it, getting serious about, you know, observing hands and like making more hands. Yo, my cat is real bougie, yo. Here she is. Say something. What the? You play too much. Did you see that? Stop. Stop playing. Stop. The other night, I think my cat farted, yo. And I look at her, and she looks at me like, I didn't do it. And I thought about it, and the only reason I thought it was her fart is because it smelled like tuna fish. And I realized that's a stereotype.
What?
Get the hair on top. Essentially a new object, and I just put it on top, and I have the mirror function on it again. So whatever I do on the left happens on the right of it, you know? So I get perfect symmetry. And then just smoothing things out, figuring out what to do with the hair, frankly. I don't really know. But let's just keep smoothing things around and pulling things and tugging until stuff starts to feel like it makes a little sense, you know? So here's how I decided to do the gloves, y'all, on this. So I got the fingers and the hands there. I duplicate the hand and then kind of shrink it back down. Shrink it in the hand itself. And then I can dig into that outer layer to reveal what's underneath, you know? That's a cool little trick. And so the outer layer is the hand and underneath is this thing, and all together it'll look like a glove. See how that works? It's a pretty cool move. I picked that up somewhere else on YouTube. Same thing with this shirt, right? It's the skin duplicated, and then I just kind of erase the parts to reveal what's underneath, you know? So let me make it a nice little leotard. That's cool. Saying, oh, so the shoes was interesting too. 'Cause now I'm trying to really do what they have in the thing here, which is a really weird kind of shoe, you know, really interesting shape. I think we did a good job. It's not exactly the 11s, but they're tight.
Well, of course I'm intrigued.
Oh yeah, so on this now, you know, for the 2D part, I figured I'd put that in too. This is the same program, by the way. Blender 3D, you can get it for free at blender.org. So I knew I wanted her to walk, so I'm just working on just the feet, getting the feet to look like they're walking, you know. And I'm not doing this on my own. There's actually, you can type in the word walk cycle or run cycle. There are people who've drawn up images of the 6 or 7 frames that are most relevant to a good walk cycle. So you can pick the ones you want, blah blah blah, recreate it, draw it for yourself. The internet's just full of so many resources, it's nuts. So anyway, this is the skeleton, and now I'm gonna go back in and draw the detail of the girl over the skeleton, right? The skeleton tells me where things are placed. You just essentially do a different pass. You do one pass of the skeleton, one pass of a little bit more detail, a third pass of even more detail, you know? But here's what's crazy about Blender. It's still a 3D program. So unlike a lot of other programs where you're drawing in 2D and you're just putting one layer on top of another layer. So check that out. I can rotate around characters and rotate and see where my positioning of stuff is. So this guy is, he's a 2D character, but he's in this particular space.
In digital 3D.
That joint over here is the camera. And, you know, so I can, if I want, I can duplicate him in all these different spaces and have them all walking. You know what I mean? And then when I do things like a camera move, I can have a camera move through in a way that is really not easy to do in a lot of other programs. Hey, yo, I really appreciate you watching. I need some feedback real quick. I do this animated thing in the background, but I'm really just talking. Whatever comes to my mind, I try not to edit it out, essentially. But my question is, I want to know, are you more interested in learning about Blender and learning like techniques in a serious like tutorial type way, or do you like these stories? Or both? Holla at me. Alright, well cool, that's it. That was episode 2 of this drawing segment. We'll figure out a name next time, I promise you. And I hope you continue to watch. Thank you very much.